Well, guys, it's me, the Pointer Man SG3. How y'all doing tonight? The host having some technical difficulties. I'm having some speech issues. It's a great day to be a podcast host. Go ahead, man. Introduce yourself.
Sorry about that, guys. Had a little technical difficulties with my mic, but we are back. We just kicked off Monday Night Raw. Lackluster Raw once again. Always the go home Raws are just very unsatisfied, but it's unfortunate. It happens. But look, SummerSlam is this weekend. And with that coming up, we already know your boys have to do a prediction show.
Yes, we do.
And we're going to predict going through this card for night one, night two, and figuring out who's coming out with the W, what's going to happen, and potentially storylines coming out of it. So let's kick off with.
I got a question before we continue, though.
All righty, go ahead.
Somebody a while back, and I actually just saw a video about it today. Somebody said that before it was that everyone used to say that AEW had no storylines, they didn't have anything nowadays. Now it's like I feel like AEW is coming out with all the great storylines and wrestling and the matches and everything, and WWE is just very, very much predictable.
So let me just say this: as far as that goes about, yes and no. I still think AEW lacks in some sort of storyline departments, but at the same time, they do run it back and they do. Eventually, it's kind of weird, but like sometimes it takes about months and months for them to finish up a storyline that was months back, if that makes any sense. To put it this way, as far as the couple of days ago, well, really yesterday's AEW Redemption was okay. It really was a go home pay-per-view. Because look, we got something. Because at least we got some sort of pay-per-view for filling in for Money in the Bank. But it wasn't the greatest card. I honestly thought it was one of the weakest AEW shows in quite a while for a pay-per-view. But at least they're trying about it. At least they're going about it. I mean, we're trying to find a sweet spot for everyone here, for every promotion, and it's just not going about right. I just feel like it's wrestling itself has hit its peak, man, and let's just hope that it finds its way back pretty soon. Alrighty, let's go into night one, and that is this. We're going into night one with Liv Morgan coming in as champ versus Io Sky singles match for the Women's World Championship. And since we haven't seen you for quite a while, how about you choose who wins and why so?
Hopefully, it's Io because Liv hasn't done anything with the title except for just parade around backstage.
Right. But so here's the thing. I want to say it's Io, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just right now, so you're right about that. Liv Morgan is not doing so well. She hasn't defended her title ever, and it's just not going about right. But then again, you could say the same thing with a lot of women with the title right now. One, although she lost tonight, was Soruka. Yeah. She hasn't done much with the title. She hasn't defended it on a pay-per-view.
Or
Raw. It's been a Saturday night's main event. I think that's about it. And then she lost it today. And I don't disagree with the booking. I think that was the right call to put it on Raquel. Now, when it comes to Liv Morgan, I say about the same because what else we're doing here with Liv Morgan? Might as well take the title off, put in an Io. But here's the question, though, I got for you. Do you think things will change? You think Io's going to get a lot of title defense, or you think it's going to be about the same? All I could guarantee you is one rematch right away, which is predictable, with Liv Morgan. And that's about it. After that, what do you have for her? We had Io Sky last year with the title run, and she did nothing.
I mean, I think I'm like, man, even women's championship, tag team championship, they haven't done anything. Exactly. Like no champion except for one. Has really defended it, and the one that kinda has is the IC title. Not even the women's IC title, which was at first when Becky was champion, she was defending it nonstop.
Right, exactly. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I just have my theories out there that I just don't think things are going to get any better for the women's division. It was lackluster. You notice, not this week, but last week Raw, we had no women's match.
No.
And that just shows you how booking is seen right now. A lot of these women's title reigns. So Ruka hasn't done much. Liv Morgan hasn't done much.
Anything, not much.
Anything.
Anything at all.
I mean, besides interfering, besides helping out Raquel, trying to, finally did actually today. Hell, you go to SmackDown. Obviously, the U.S. title run's getting a little bit here and there interesting. But when it comes to Rhea Ripley, she's injured, and now we're having an interim championship ladders match, which doesn't make sense. Why not just strip the title off of her and go about with the new champion and have Rhea get a number one contenders match back at it when she returns? That's just my thoughts. I just don't think this division is getting any better by the day. We do got a couple of comments.
We got a few comments. Hardcore CSW. I think this is the first time I've seen you comment. Thank you for commenting. We definitely do appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment. We definitely appreciate the interaction. I got CM Punk retains the title.
That is okay. So right now we're gonna get to that, but we got you down for CM Punk. All right.
By the way, we're buffering though.
Oh, we are buffering.
We're buffering.
Buffering. Shit. Let's see. I'm actually live on mine.
No, I'm buffering on mine.
Well, I'm.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys.
Technical difficulties. Round 2. Let's do this again.
Sorry, guys, about that. Buffering. You already know it's been a lot of internet issues lately.
Now he is hardcore CSW. Io Sky wins the championship. Hey, that's another one for me. I'll take it.
What are you talking about? We got Io too.
That's what I'm saying. I had Io. Oh, all 3 of us have Io. All right, then.
Yeah, so we got Io Sky once again. Alrighty, on to the next one, which he says buffering.
No, you guys are awesome, and then buffering.
All right, we appreciate you that. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Hey, comment on the rest of the night. Honestly, we got a long book of cards. On to the next one. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match. I'm surprised this is not going first
or last. I think it should have gone last.
Well, it's not about going last. It's about going first because Brock wants to get in and get the hell out of the night. He doesn't want to stay there too long. So with that being said, we got 2 of these guys for the 3rd time. We got one match, obviously, WrestleMania. When these 2 collide, it was a pretty good send-off for Brock Lesnar. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. And then after that, we had his return when he kicked the shit out of Oba Femi, beat him, which, look, I'm not a big fan of it, but it happens. And now we're on to the 3rd and final installment, and which should be Brock Lesnar's final match, even though I may disagree, and I think he's going to wrestle one more time in Saudi Arabia. But if this is his final match, what a way to send it off in Minnesota, his hometown.
Especially with the Hell in a Cell.
Yep. Let's go with, who do you have on this one? SG3?
Oba
Femi, and why so though?
Because he's Oba. On top of that, dude, like, I get it. It is Brock's last match. He's gonna stay retired. He is retired already, but at this point, dude, it's, if you have Oba put Brock over because it's a hometown hero, a last match, whatever, I understand that, but why don't you do the same thing for AJ Styles? You know, there's so many people you could have done the same thing for, but you want to do it for Brock. Why? And on top of that, you're burying now Oba. Like, it doesn't make sense to put Brock over at this point. You want to make Oba look strong. You want to make Oba look powerful. And so far, Oba has been calling him out. Like, all you do is run away from me. All you do is just become a chicken and just keep hiding and running away from me. Be a man and actually face me.
See, here's the issue I had with their segment on Monday Night Raw. Last go home one just seemed lackluster.
Go home one.
Well, last one just went kind of lackluster, and it just didn't make any sense. It's just like Brock comes out, instead of having a beatdown, closes the door. I get it. It was a little bit more comedy spot, but just closes the door, shuts him in, and then Oba calls him out once again. I mean, it's all good. It's nice to see him do a little comedy spot, but it seems like very lackluster storyline again.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they run their course. It's going to be the final one. It should be the final one.
Hopefully.
But here's my issue. And real quick, now that we got hardcore ECSW coming in, we got Zach Russo YT with the what's up? What's up, sir? Nice to see you on our stream. He was just us in the other stream not too long ago. Nice to see you, Zach. Who do you have right now? We just mentioned EO and Liv Morgan. Did your prediction on that one and help us out with this one? Brock versus Oba. So here's the thing. Here's my issue. When it comes to storyline, you WWE creative or Brock Lesnar, whoever you want to hold accountable, messed this one up.
It really did.
And that is because at WrestleMania, it should have been the start of the trilogy. Instead, it looked like the ending of Brock Lesnar's career, which I get. It was a good home send-off to Brock Lesnar and what a career he had. The issue was it wasn't the end. So I don't know what happened exactly. I don't know if this was Brock Lesnar's idea. Maybe he thought about retiring. Maybe WWE convinced him to go a couple of more matches for them. Who knows? But it was bad booking at its finest. Now, this match itself, had they built it for Brock's final match, it could have been a lot more better when it comes to storyline. Not only that, but right now we know that SummerSlam tickets are struggling to sell.
So much, dude.
So much, and it's struggling to move. And that's why right now, for a limited time offer with the code JJJets, you can get SummerSlam tickets for $25. And WWE, if you're watching this, go ahead, pay me my sponsorship.
Mine too.
Anyways, back to the show. And that is this. In reality, it would have meant a lot more to have his proper send-off at Minnesota. Knowing that it would have been Brock Lesnar's final match would have helped move tickets and help finally put the trilogy down for this third installment in the final one when they clash in Hell in the Cell, and it would have been a better storyline overall. What do you think about that?
I agree with you because, dude, we go back to wrestling back in the 90s, back when like early 2000s when Hell in a Cell was used to like settle a score. Hell in a Cell was used to like settle something. Like there was so much beef, so much animosity, so much bad blood between two people. It was like, dude, the last thing we're gonna do, Hell in a Cell, because Steel Cage couldn't do it, Hardcore couldn't do it, any kind of match, it just couldn't do it. The only way to settle this, Hell in a Cell. That's why this is like lackluster, because you're right. You could have built this a different way. Don't know if it was booking, don't know if it was Brock. And at this point, it's like whatever happened, it still got screwed.
So I agree with you. Now, do you feel like Hell in the Cell? Let me ask you something. Do you feel like Hell in the Cell, the concept of Hell in the Cell, the it being the last of the last, do you feel like it has the same feeling to it that it did a couple of years back when it got introduced, or when it got brought to you eventually even more later on? But it felt like it was the final straw.
I think this is just me personally. I think that when they did it, when they made the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell, it did bring down a lot because they were just having matches just tossed in there for no reason.
Yeah.
Fiend versus Rollins, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Flair, like those, like, you know what? I'll go a pass on that one. That one was actually, even though it wasn't the best match, but it was still like, you know what? We're now going to settle this because we've been switching the title back and forth. This is to settle it.
Right.
But like, you have certain matches that it's like what the women's tag team match, I think it was. If I'm not mistaken, there was one where Sasha and Bailey were also in there. I forgot what had happened, but it's like there were certain matches. I'm like, why is this there? This is not the end of the straw. This is not the end of the line.
It shouldn't have happened. You could do this on a regular match. You don't need to bring the concept of Hell in the Cell. It back in the day, it meant something special.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was, it's been overplayed that even this is kind of like. And then not only that, but we have known that Brock Lesnar doesn't really give much of a match. Like, it's very rare that he goes past 15 minutes.
10 minutes at most, and
Yeah.
25 for the entrance.
Yeah, so in this case, I don't see him giving us a long match. So it's going to be a long match. Let's put it this way. I feel like it's going to be a lot of showdown, a lot of stare down, a lot of play up to the crowd at first. That way it could drag on the match. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty of wrestling,
No.
A couple of suplex, a couple of F5s, a couple of finishers, and that's about it. Maybe see now if you want to go crazy, we got to see them break the cage. Now we know they're not going to go on top. No, that's not even in the books.
Combined, they're over 700 pounds.
Nah, and even then, they're not. No one's
They're over 600 pounds. Sorry, they're over 600 something pounds.
Yeah, and even then, none of them are going to risk that.
No,
and WWE wouldn't either. I want to see at least the cage being broken. I want to see them smash through it.
At least.
And, just break something at that point. And at least give us that holy shit moment to really make it seem like we actually spent some good money watching this program. Is it going to happen? No. I don't know. We can only assume.
I don't think it is.
Are you looking forward to this match?
Me? At first I was. And then I guess I'm watching this, watching the build-up and watching the promos and watching everything. I'm like, it lost a lot of lackluster going towards it, man. Like, it just didn't feel to me like the proper just send-off, man. There were times where it was like they were fighting. There was times where there was like constant just back and forth. And it was like, oh, okay, we should have, like, this is not for Hell in a Cell. This is not for whatever. Adam Pearce should have come in and started breaking them up. Guys, I'm tired of you fighting. The only way to settle this is Hell in a Cell. And then it's like, oh shit, now that would have felt something different. That would have brought back the special. That would have brought back the oomph. That would have brought back something that we didn't have for so long.
Right.
And now I feel like it's just like, we'll just say it and we're cool.
Yeah, it just doesn't bring out the momentum that it did, and it just feels lackluster. So I agree with you, man. But it's unfortunate, but I guess we all put Oba Femi on this one. Because I'm going with Oba. I do not think Brock Lesnar has a chance on this.
Or should have a chance to win.
I mean, if he destroys Oba Femi, would anybody really be shocked in the end of the day? Knowing Brock Lesnar's history, knowing how he's been throughout the years. I don't think so, though. I think Brock is going to do the job and is going to have a lot of respect enough to put Oba over come SummerSlam. And let's just see. Let's just hope for the best. Then that's all we could do as wrestling fans. We do have CM Punk. Actually, let's say this for last because I don't know why it's in the middle. But we do have LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys all teaming up in a 6-man tag team match against the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, Yeet Man himself, and Jimmy Uso. Big Jim himself. Alrighty. This match, I'm not excited. This seems like
no.
This seems like you could stick it in the Monday Night Raw and call it a day. Why is it on a pay-per-view?
You could stick it on a Saturday night main event.
It could have been somewhere else. But here's the thing. You just had Soruka versus Raquel Rodriguez on the Monday Night Raw. Why didn't you have this show on SummerSlam? I get it. You want to elevate the Bloodline storyline even more. You want to push Solo more. But this ain't really it. It just seems very random, very, I don't know, awkward. But we are here now. So who do you think comes out with the win on this one?
Bloodline. Unfortunate to the demise of Royce Keys.
How so, though?
So here's why. I think that the Bloodline wins because they really want to start from putting them as a formidable foe.
Right.
Again, building up strength, building up everything. And unfortunately, right now you have Royce Keys, who's a powerhouse. He's an animal. He's a beast. But at this point, it's like you're going to have them pin LA Knight. More than likely, he's going to take the loss again. And at this point, it's like, so Royce Keys may have about a 2 to 3 minute moment where he's going all out, and it's like, okay, cool, this guy can wrestle. But then if he loses, it's like, well, there goes the train. There goes the beginning of the train starting to be derailed and started coming down.
Okay, I can
That's
see
what
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah, and I can see that, and I agree with you. So here's my prediction for this one. I think the Bloodline does take it, and I think they take it for the reason why. You're having Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa trying to coexist. I don't think they're on the same page.
They're not.
And I also don't think they all trust each other, especially LA Knight and Solo Sikoa having so much history.
Literally.
The one that's going to suffer the most is Royce Keys trying to keep this man together. Because at some point, you're gonna have a little bit of like issues between LA Knight and Solo during the match, where Solo is kind of making LA Knight rethink, like, hey, do you really have my back? Are you really with us? Are you really against your brothers? Even though we have seen Solo Sikoa said, I do not want to be back in the bloodline. I hate you guys and all this stuff. He's living up to his name finally, Solo. Without the MFTs, thankfully. But that's the thing. It's like I feel like the misdirection for that night for them is not going to work, and they're not all going to be on the same page when it comes down to it. And I mean, come on, man! It took so many guys to take down Jacob Fatu. The man's a
Literally.
fucking beast. The man's
He's
a
an
Samoan
animal.
werewolf, for God's sakes. I mean, even Roman Reigns had a hard time keeping this man down. And with that being said, put my money into the bloodline, because at this point, WWE is going to shoot him back right up to the moon. And as far as story progressing, it's going to be the same copy repeat with Solo, LA Knight, and I think maybe Royce Keys is just going to be out of this whole situation.
He just had to get just tossed in there, just at least give them some sort of hope.
But that's the thing; he hasn't. So for the size, the strength, the money they invested,
the athletic ability.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're. Well, he's not that athletic, but he has a powerhouse. He does look good. The issue is they haven't done much for him. It just seems random. It didn't make sense why they even stick them in the first place. I mean, there was a storyline to it, but it just doesn't make sense, really.
No.
In the end of the day, I think it was a waste. And honestly, even for a sign up, even for a main roster call, I think he would have been benefiting more if he just stuck to NXT.
Or at least it's done to at this one a one-on-one match.
One-on-ones, but even then, I just don't feel like this was a good sign from WWE itself. And for Royce Keys, I think he should have stayed in AEW. He was doing a lot more out there. I wouldn't say he was doing better, but he was doing a lot more, and he did hold gold. He hasn't no gold to hold yet. So give me the bloodline on this one. And after this, I think we're just gonna go back to the same rinse and repeat with Solo Sikoa.
And
trying to recruit Solo and trying to beat up LA Knight and bury him even more and more.
We got a comment though. Brother Wyatt says, "What's up, my brothers? Hey, what's going on, little brother? How you doing, man?"
How's it going, Wyatt? Nice to see you again. Thank you for joining me.
It's like y'all two haven't seen each other in goodness knows how long.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Alrighty, on to the next one, and that is this is going to be an interesting one. We got Gunther versus former general manager Nick Aldis from SmackDown. With the storyline into this, we saw it coming for quite a while, actually. We saw that Nick Aldis was getting involved with a lot of wrestlers, going all the way back to Randy Orton, getting himself RKO'd a couple of times. Twice. Sparked rumors that, hey, one day this man might get into the ring again. Former wrestler, former NWA champion. Been to TNA, been to a couple of promotions, faced Cody Rhodes in the first All In pay-per-view hosted by Ring of Honor. The man has an impressive resume. He's not shy from showing you his wrestling ring moves at all. And with that being said, he steps to the square circle in a long time. His first match back, he's going against the one and only Ring General Gunther. After so much back and forth, so much costing each other title reigns, costing each other matches, and Gunther just beating up on Nick Aldis. What do you see here? How does this go? Do you think Nick Aldis picks up a win, or do you think Gunther still retains his aura and defeats Nick Aldis himself in his first wrestling match back? This is a tricky one, by the way. This kind of reminds me of Pat McAfee stepping into a square circle against Gunther randomly.
Don't forget also Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah. WrestleMania.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
There's no one that wins. Gunther doesn't win at all. Gunther got shoved into a bad match.
But I'm saying, if you had to pick somebody,
I know I'm trying to decide.
So how about this? I'm gonna go first.
Please on this one.
I'm gonna say that Nick Aldis is gonna give it all his best. He's gonna show us that he still has it, but I do not think he's stepping back to the square circle, and I think he will be back in his title role as a SmackDown GM. He's gonna get reinstated. With that being said, it's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be very close, but I think I do have Gunther picking up this win because I don't not see them, even though it is Nick Aldis match back. I don't see Nick Aldis having a career back at it in WWE. And why would he? I think he's better off in the manager role. So give me Gunther all day, ring general, picks up the win over Aldis. Do you see this? It's well, actually, let me wait till you give me your answer for this.
Long story short, Gunther wins. I agree with you there. However, here's what I don't like about it. Here's what I like and don't like. Aldis is gonna show you that he was always good in the ring.
Right.
A lot of people forget how good he actually was.
Okay.
That's one. Two, though, it's like if people start bringing up Pat McAfee, it's like, so Gunther is not the guy that he was.
Exactly.
So this is not looking good for Gunther. That's why I said, dude, he's in a lose-lose situation. It's not the most of win-win. It's a lose-lose. If you beat all this right away, oh, you beat a retired wrestler, you didn't let him actually cook, this and that. He beats Aldis, but Aldis starts actually fighting and actually kicking his ass. Oh, maybe Gunther's not the guy. Maybe Gunther has just been, just whatever. Maybe he's not the it guy to be the career killer, as he calls himself.
If I could interrupt you for
Go
just
ahead.
a second.
I'm actually done.
Since the AJ Styles retirement match, when has Gunther been the guy?
No, he hasn't, dude.
He hasn't in a long time, but continue on.
So that sounds no, but I'm saying though, like to be the career killer that he kept like putting himself as. That's like, are you just whatever? So at this point, I think a lot of people are gonna just see him as nothing.
I kind of already do. I kind of
see it though.
I kind of see that Gunther's been kind of turned into a joke, and I get it. He's been involved in the main title scene, but I just don't see them pushing him like they did last year.
Even 2 years, actually 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago was perfectly pushed.
Yeah, even last year, because yes, despite the Jey Uso loss, he was still billed heavy. He still retired Goldberg. He's John Cena. He still went over AJ Styles
this year.
And even then, he still won a title on top of that. This year, what has he really done?
Just retired AJ, and that was it.
That's about it. And even then, after that, there's not much there. Yes, he did get a win over Seth Rollins, but it was shadow over Braun Breaker returning.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's been on the title scene, but he has not won it.
He lost to Sammy.
So it just doesn't seem like, yeah, you're right. This isn't a win-win situation for Gunther at all. So do you have Gunther riding out this one, or do you think Nick Aldis somehow picks up a win and we have a trilogy or some sort coming out of this?
I have Gunther winning this one.
Do you see there being a rematch?
I can see there being a part 2 and a part 3. And eventually Gunther's going to say, put your career up one more time and you're done.
So I can see this. So put it this way. If that would happen, a trilogy, it would make more sense, though, if Nick Aldis picks up the win.
Yeah.
Because it would be a shocker. It would piss off Gunther. He's going to want another rematch. And that's when it could be a career. I don't even think it'll be a trilogy. I think it'll be a 2-part match. And I think that's when he tells them to put the career. And that could be a simple roll-up, a simple 2 cockiness, which gets him. And then eventually Nick Aldis picks up a win. Either way, Gunther's in a losing situation. It's just like Pat McAfee, last year around
literally.
A little bit later that time. But regardless, it just doesn't make sense. It's unfortunate. I'm still going to watch this because I am interested in seeing Nick Aldis back into a ring. It's been quite a while. He is a great wrestler. So it's good to see. I'm going to tune in. This is one that I'm going to be very intrigued to see where they go to this. But like you said, it's a lose-lose situation. I agree 100%. And we have Gunther winning this match. So far we agree on all. So let's see, going down the list, let's see if we can find one we disagree. Next one, for night 1 would be the Bellatons, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and Paige versus Fatal Influence, JC James, Laney Reed, and Phelan Henley. Um, who do you have on this one? Fatal Influence, the Twins and Paige in a 6-woman tag teams match. SG3, how about this? Let me kick it off, man. What do you think? Fatal
I
Influence or
only because she came back, they're gonna have her win. But I no, I'm not gonna go for them. I'm going for Fatal Influence. That's my answer, 100%. Fatal Influence.
so you know what? I was actually gonna pick Fatal Influence until this jackass decided to pick them. Because I want to at least make this interesting.
I can't pick the Bellas, if you know that. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Alrighty, so how about this then? I'm a ride with the Bella twins, Nikki Bella and Paige.
I feel like they're gonna win, but I'm still gonna choose Fatal Influence because I can't stand Nikki Bella.
So, like I said, I'm gonna go with the Bella twins to pick up the win over Fatal Influence. I don't know what much to be said here. Eventually,
Nikki Bella's been talking about retirement, so she knows when she's gonna hang him up. That's all that matters to me.
but regardless, I feel like eventually we're gonna see Nikki Bella get a little bit jealous of Paige. Would that be shown in this match?
I can see it.
Do you think that's going to cost them?
I hope it does. Actually, it'll be for me. I'll take it.
Well, do you think eventually, with that being said, will there be a breakup tonight, or you think they pick up the win and then eventually pick up for the next breakup tensions? Because
if they pick up the win, they're gonna let it simmer. If they don't pick up the win, though, I could see it happening, and then like Bree saying, "What the hell? What the hell, Nikki? What the hell?" Because I mean, it's a recycled storyline we've seen multiple times, and WWE loves to recycle storylines right now. So I can see WWE right now coming in, doing the six-woman tag. All of a sudden, when it's supposed to come down to it, Paige is gonna try to tag in Nikki because Bree's somewhere fighting or hurt or whatever, and then Nikki's gonna say, "No, you're done," and then walks off.
okay, I can see that.
And I would love, honestly, even though I'm not a fan of her whatsoever at all, I think she's better as a heel than she is a face.
Okay,
I see Brie the better face, Nikki the better heel.
right. I can see that. That's interesting. Definitely would like to see what that outcome is. So night one, we'll see how that goes. On to the next one, final one of the night for night one, and that is CM Punk coming in as your undisputed champion versus Cody Rhodes, 1-on-1. Not gonna lie, this is somewhat exciting, yet someone
lackluster.
Yeah, in a way, it's a little bit of mixed reaction. Look, no doubt about it, it's gonna be a great wrestling match. That is a guarantee.
100%.
Did I want to see Cody Rhodes back at it in the main
No.
event, potentially winning the title back?
No.
But it's gonna happen. We're here already, and the reason they did this match is because obviously they were never gonna stick Sami Zayn into that title reign, and we saw that with Punk going over in Chicago. This was always going to be the plan all along because one, they're not moving tickets, and they thought this was going to be the night one main attraction to move the tickets even further. It just didn't really do the job, unfortunately. A lot of history between these guys going all the way back. And a lot of things were said Friday night, especially Punk's promo. I think out of the two, he got the better of it. And what he said really stick to Cody. I don't know, man. I like this version of CM Punk a little bit more aggressive since he came back.
Yeah.
Who do you got on this one and why? What's your reason for it?
I'm a Cody fan, but I think Cody's had the title too long. Cody doesn't know what to do with it. It's just a recycled storyline at this point. We've seen him finish the story. Want to see him struggle again. We want to see him actually not just, you lost it. 3 months later, you got another title. You win it again. No. We want Cody to have to fight his way up. Cena did it for multiple times. Cena wasn't just given the title shot after title shot. He had to earn it. He had to go through number one contenders matches. Cody's literally handed everything on the silver platter.
Right.
And don't get me wrong. I understand. Cody is a fan favorite. Kids love him, whatever. So the kids love Cena. But Cena still went for the IC title, for the US title, for the tag team titles. John still had random matches. Heck, you are still a very fan of him. About
Well, yes and no. There was Cena's reign of terror that lasted a couple of years. So I want to say that lasted 2006 all the way to 2012. It's 6 years that he was basically on top, in the top feud. Afterwards, when his career was simming down, he did go for the other title scenes. Unless you count the beginning of his career when he won after the U.S. title. Um, but I think it was a look. Let's put it this way: it wasn't fan favorite, but he did sell a lot of merchandise.
Cody's selling a lot of merchandise.
I do agree, and I also don't know if that's entirely true compared to Cena's merchandise sales. So
Nothing's gonna compare to Cena's merchandise sales, dude.
yeah, but that's the thing with a guy like Dan Housen coming in and selling even more merchandise, being one of the kids' favorite. I think now more than ever, it is time for Cody to step back a little,
Mm-hmm.
let someone else take over the reins, and apparently this someone younger guy is CM Punk. So
A few months.
I guess let Punk go take the reins, but as well as Punk should drop it to someone else, not Cody Rhodes. Out of
No.
all people, we don't want to see Cody back in the title scene. Like I said, merchandise sales for kids buying product is great with Danhausen.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, this is the time to test the heel waters a little bit more because Cody has been doing a lot of heel tastic.
Yes, and I
Throughout
started with the Randy match.
Exactly my point. Yes, great pointing out there. It started with Randy Orton. It even went to Sami Zayn,
Yes.
and it just keeps going. Even with Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
So he is testing the waters. I feel like WWE is kind of teasing us. Do I think they ever pulled the trigger?
I hope so. I hope it's soon.
I hope so, but I also don't think so. I do think that Cody's just going to remain babyface because,
So
like I said,
here's the thing, though. But there's like if they're looking like at the demographic of kids, they're looking now at like 7 years and younger.
right?
However, 8 and older are not being fans of him anymore. And I mean, it's not the greatest amount of research done, but yet my girl's daughter, she watches WWE. She loves WWE. Hell, she's a really big Cody fan. She has so many merchandise of Cody Rhodes. However, though, in the end, even she was like, when she found out that Cody lost, she was like, it's about time because he doesn't know what to do. He's becoming a stale champion. So if the 12-year-olds can see it, a lot of younger kids who understand kind of wrestling are going to say, yeah, he's becoming a stale champion. He's not doing much with the title, or he's not adding a prestige to the title anymore.
Yeah, but you're going to teenage years when in reality, Cody Rhodes is always going to appeal more to 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds, the ones that don't know any better.
That's why I said 8 and under.
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
yeah,
7 and under.
yeah,
7 and under.
Yeah, at that point, you're going to teenager mode, which doesn't really appeal. At that point, I think we're all smart enough to know that even we were smart enough to know that certain people were getting more title reigns when they shouldn't. No matter what, yes, that's the issue is that no matter what, Cody's still going to benefit that. And when the movie on the way, he will take time off to go to,
Promote it.
Yeah, sell it, promote it and stuff. Would it be really shocker if you see him win the title on SummerSlam? That way he could walk to the red carpet with that titles. I don't think so. But
There's a reason why Roman hasn't lost it still.
yeah, and it could be backstage politics. I feel like there's a lot of politics going on where Roman does not want to lose the title because he does want to show it off in the red carpet. And I feel like Cody Rhodes didn't want to lose the title, but I feel like he had to. But he did not want to be the one to beat Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And then have everybody boo him. So we had CM Punk instead. So don't be shocked if Cody Rhodes does win the title. But my pick, and I'm going to stay to it, is CM Punk. Because like I said, I'm getting sick and tired of Cody's title reign that we all are. It's time for a change. And eventually, I hope CM Punk drops it to someone that really needs a push afterwards. I don't care who it is, but it could be back Sami Zayn. It could be Gunther. It could be even Randy Orton. Why not give him number 15?
He deserves it.
But either way, excited for night 1. Let's move on to night 2. Let's pick it up with Trick Williams coming in as champion, United States champion, versus the returning Baron Corbin, lone wolf gimmick or not. I don't know. Look, how do you feel about this match? Who do you think picks up the win?
I I would love to see Baron Corbin. He's not going to, but I would love to see Baron. I'm going to go with Baron Corbin just for the super far right answer.
What's your reason for it though?
Nostalgia. Give him back what something, because I mean he was a great wrestler. He was a fantastic wrestler. I just feel like they just always wanted to see him as a comedy gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's like he didn't get like really like the push that he deserved.
Well, it wasn't that they saw him as a comedy gimmick. WWE, it was that Vince at the last moment saw him as a comedy gimmick, because most of his NXT career he was a lone wolf. He was a badass. Yeah. I remember the Royal Rumble that he debuted in when he eliminated Braun Strowman. He got a big crowd reaction.
Yeah.
He was a badass, and then eventually, I think it was during the pandemic when around that time is when they just started moving his gimmick down and down to a comedy act.
It was like with Madcap Moss and all that. That's when he really started going down.
Like 19 to the last year of his, well, he did have a resurgence in NXT when he brought back his Lone Wolf character and got back to the NXT roster, which ended up benefiting him a lot. And then they teamed up with Braun Breaker, which was a badass duel. Then got released. Then we saw the shocking appearance between Trick Williams and Mello, which set up this feud that now we have Trick Williams coming in as champ facing off Baron Corbin. That being said, here's my issue. Baron Corbin debuted a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Where the fuck has he been? On
there.
TV.
There.
There where?
There. On the side. You just see him.
Regardless, like I said, where has he been? He hasn't been on TV besides a couple of promos already pre-taped of him being there. We barely have a little bit of interaction with Trick Williams. That is the issue. We just had barely a little bit of interaction. It just, look, you debuted him. Afterwards, the following next week, there was nothing there. You're losing steam already. For God's sake, it was a big shocker seeing him return. I was shocked.
But he didn't come back as Danhausen's clone.
Regardless, I was just shocked to see him.
I mean, we knew he was coming, but yet, let's be honest, though. We expected him to be a comedy gimmick again, walking in the weeks back. It's going to be Danhausen's clone, the big clone house and whatever, and then all of a sudden, and by the way, I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, but right now, though, him coming back as Baron Corbin again, that's where it's like, holy shit, like, he's actually back.
Yeah, and that's the issue is that we had that holy shit moment. They didn't follow up next week. They should have had another segment between him and Trick going at it, or him and Mello at least, because they also cost Mello the match, the United States Champion match. So that's the issue is that you brought him back, you had a lot of steam, you're losing the steam, and you're probably going to have Trick Williams go over.
Yeah.
There's no and if or buts about it. Trick is coming out, still the champion. I'll be surprised if Baron Corbin actually beats Trick, but he's not. So once again, you're putting Baron Corbin in the jobber status. I get it. It's going to happen. I don't think Baron Corbin's going to be your main mid-card guy anymore. But at the same time, man, wait a little bit. Have him squash Mello, go on to Trick Williams, and then afterwards, squash him. Any more comments? Who do you have, by the way?
I would love to see Baron Corbin.
Okay, so you're going for Baron Corbin? I'm going to go for Trick Williams. So we got another one different wise. Alrighty, on to the next one. Let's go with Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargo, Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, and this one where it's going to be a qualifier. Let's see who wins between Julia and Lash Legend, because one of those women is going to go into the 5-way ladder match to become the interim, not the official, but the interim WWE Women's Championship. Shout out to AEW on that one. Who do you have winning that one between all 5 women? Who's your pick to win it all?
I have 2.
Well, can you narrow it down to one because you got 5.
Yeah, you first.
All righty. So
I'm still questioning why 5 and 1, not 6, but that's neither here nor there. You go ahead first.
So let me put it this way: if I had to pick between all these women, I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte Flair. I feel like they're gonna put the title on her to become the 16-time women's champion, and it makes sense because I do not see nobody else right now winning. Look, as a heel run, it should make sense to have Jade Cargo. I do not see Chelsea Green at all. I'm sorry. I don't think WWE ever will, unfortunately. Tiffany Stratton, maybe so.
Down the road.
It could be happening tonight and that night. Julia Lash Legend, let's be serious. They're just put in there to be put in there. It's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. You could have just put both of them.
Um,
I would say, sorry to cut you off, but I would say between Jade Cargo and Charlotte. That's where I'm like,
So, in the shocking world, and we have seen a couple of shockers lately, especially we just saw on Raw with Raquel actually picking up the win and beating Sol Ruka for the IC title. Chelsea Green could be the shock factor, and if she does win, I guarantee you,
social media will go crazy.
And not only that, but the fans in there and the attendance will erupt. This would be basically, if you remember, this would be the Matt Cardona.
Yep.
And you know what? For that being said,
it'd be kind of funny because that's her husband.
Yeah, it's going to be the Matt Cardona effect, which would be the Zack Ryder effect.
Literally.
When he won his title on a ladder match at WrestleMania with a feel-good moment. You know what? I still can't do it. I'm going to take Charlotte Flair because in the end of the day, we're going to want to see Charlotte
versus Rhea one more time.
Yeah, we're all going to see it. WWE wants to see it. Look, Tiffany Stratton, I'm sorry, doesn't make sense. Jade Cargo, doesn't make sense. Chelsea Green, will love her to have that feel-good moment. Face Rhea Ripley. I don't think WWE's high on her enough, which sucks. Charlotte Flair, perfect. Julia Lash Legend, don't make me laugh. I'm sorry. I love those women. I'm a bigger fan of Julia. Just don't make me laugh right now. It's not going to happen. And I don't know the timeline of Rhea Ripley's return status, but it's not anytime soon.
Falls over here, she's pregnant.
Well, who knows? No matter what, it's still rumors, but regardless, we don't know her status. But if that was the case, why would they make this person interim?
Yeah.
It would strip the title away. So I think she will return pretty soon. Not anytime soon, though. Not in this coming month. Probably by October.
I was going to say every coming year. I'm gonna go ahead and try for the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys. I'm going Chelsea Green, man. She deserves it.
All righty. I hope so. I'm with you, man. I hope Chelsea Green gets it, and that'll be a feel-good moment just to have like her husband winning the
at WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
The IC title.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment. I remember so happy for Zack that time. And afterwards it all went to shit.
Literally.
Next one. This is gonna be one of my favorites. Penta coming in as your IC champion, facing the one and only All-American Chad Gable. One of my favorite matches of the night. This one I'm looking forward to. Whew, this is a tough one. SG3, who's your favorite to win? Are you struggling like I'm struggling, or is this an easy one for you?
It's not an easy one, dude.
Both these guys I like, but personally, I'm more of a bigger fan of his work and his character lately. I'm going to go pick my boy Chad Gable, All-American, and I hope he wins his first title, his first gold in WWE. Much well-deserved IC title. It's about time they put this man a title run for everything he has done for this business, for giving us a great Grande Americano storyline and a hell of a match. And even afterwards, the whole backlash towards it and how he handled everything. Perfect. I think they need this guy to really give him a good title run. And I feel like regardless, these two are going to have a great match.
I'll tell you this. I agree with you 100%. I love Penta. I have a Penta shirt I was trying to wear tonight, but I couldn't wear it. Thanks a lot, mija. At this point, I'm going to go with Chad. Chad has done fantastic work, and not just in the Gran Americano stages. Before that, he has been really evolving his character more and more. And you know what? Ever since the mass versus mass match, dude, honestly, which to me, to this day, still match of the year. That match had everything. I still feel that Chad should win the IC title. And Penta, I love you, but honestly, no. Chad is more deserving of the championship than Penta.
Yeah, so I got Chad Gable. Chad Gable's on this one. Alrighty, on to the next. This one, I don't know. Look, I like Danhausen. I get it. Comedy gimmick tonight, but Jesus, man. Yeah, Dominic Mysterio as your AAA mega champion. And it's going to be Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio on a human monies on a pole match. The winner will keep the $100,000 that Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day. Alrighty, so how do we begin this one?
It's a comedy match. It's a filler match. Let's be honest.
It is a filler match. Okay, so do you think Danhausen's winning this one?
Yeah.
Okay. How so? Why so? I don't see him beating Dominic Mysterio clean.
There's going to be a curse that's going to happen. Something's weird's going to happen. And I think the mini houses are going to get involved. Especially after what happened today.
Well, if that's the case, we all know JD is going to be lingering around the building. Maybe we get a return Ryan Garcia.
I was just about to say, maybe Ryan Garcia comes back.
Wait, doesn't he box pretty soon, that guy? Or something? I don't know.
He boxed somebody, so I can't remember who, but he does box somebody.
It's not this weekend?
No, not that I'm aware of.
All righty, so regardless, maybe he gets involved, maybe not. Well, then again, the reason why he was there on Monday is because he is in LA. Okay. I think he's from that area or something. So regardless, he may not be there. But this one in itself, I don't know what much to be said. Look, it's a great storyline. It's hilarious. It's funny. Danhausen he's
comedic gold.
Comedic gold, but also, man, don't overpush it. Keep it a little bit more mild here and there. We do not. So here's my thing with Danhausen. We do not need this man on Raw, and we do not need this man on SmackDown.
No.
Pick your poison. You want him on Raw? Put him on Raw. Don't overdo it, because eventually we will get bored.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to say this is becoming a joke. So just keep him on one brand. And I get it. He's still merchants, but keep him in one brand and keep the attraction more alive. Regardless, it's going to be a good match for comedy.
Funny match.
Yep, funny match. I do have Danhausen. I do believe you. Something will go wrong for Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
He's going to lose. And at this point, Danhausen will keep his $100,000 that he stole from Judgment Day.
Human monies.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we get something from that, machine that he has coming out.
Oh, the clone housing.
Yeah, maybe we'll get something crazy. Maybe we'll get Enzo Amore.
Oh, dear Lord.
I hope not. I really don't. That was a joke. Bad joke in itself. I might just curse it. You are cursed, SummerSlam. Now we got Enzo Amore coming that day. And on to the next match, which would be Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor in a singles match to determine the number one contenders match for the undisputed WWE champion. So this is going to go for CM Punk and Cody Rhodes match for night one. And this is on night two. So already know whatever guy's winning that one's going to go into a storyline facing one of these guys. SG3, out of the two, who do you see winning this one?
Finn.
Okay, and why so?
It's been a while, and the fans have been begging for him to get it one more time. And I could actually see CM Punk dropping it to Finn.
Wait, do you think that Finn Balor is actually going to have a title reign?
He deserves it, dude.
I'm sorry, man. I like Finn Balor, but I do not see that ever happening. I do not see WWE thinking about that. I do not see TKO wanting that. And I love Finn Balor, don't get me wrong. But also, he's up there in age. And I'm not saying he's not in great shape. I just think that, unfortunately, I do think that timeline has just been way past. And look, the hardcore fans want it, but at the same time, I just don't see him on that level of CM Punk anymore. It could have been if they had pushed them to the moon at the time, but it just let a lot of things
stupid Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I actually, so put it this way, between him and Sami, I do see Finn winning.
Yeah.
It makes more sense because when we saw CM Punk come back to SmackDown, Finn Balor acknowledged them. Finn Balor looked at the title. They did had a great match the first time around. Second time around, it could be even more of a banger. I would rather see Balor versus Punk than Sami Zayn versus Punk again, even though that was a decent match. And it gets a good storyline. I do not think that Finn Balor would be a heel on this one. I think it'll be face versus face once again. But I just don't see it ever Balor winning that title back, unfortunately. And it sucks, but it is what it is. So that being said, let's go on to the final match of the night. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship match. We already know there's a lot of history with these guys.
Literally.
In the two matches that they had one-on-one, Seth Rollins had bested Roman Reigns throughout the whole career.
Yep.
Cost him the title too at WrestleMania, cashing in a Money in the Bank. Has been giving Roman in the beginning his life a living hell ever since the chair was introduced to his back. Ever since the chair was reintroduced at WrestleMania. As well as Roman Reigns made Seth Rollins' life living hell.
Yeah.
It's back and forth feud. A lot to do, especially back in the Shield days. So much history. Seth Rollins has mentioned in the past already that this might be the final one. Their careers are coming to an end. What does that mean? Who knows? Time will tell. But if you think about this, SG3, this is one of those matches we're going to watch and we're not going to realize how good we have it now because these two men been carrying the company the last couple of years. And now their career's coming to an end.
Pretty soon.
Yep. And at this point, it makes you wonder who's going to follow up from this. But during that time, it's in the future itself. Now is the present. And now these two legends are going to face off with might be the last time ever. Who do you have? Noted, it's been a weird feud. I do like their interactions. I do like their promos. But who really is the face and who is the heel on this one? It is odd. Because we have one point we had the bloodline being more heelish, but now we have Seth Rollins
being more heelish.
So it's a little odd, but I like it though. It's so serious that Seth Rollins has stopped coming out with the clown shoes and just started coming out in all black.
Literally.
And just saying, you know what? I'm serious. I want it this way, and let's go for it.
I'm gonna go OTC. I'm gonna go OTC. Here's what happens though. I don't think he's gonna win the way we want him to win. I think Rollins bests him again, but he gets disqualified like he did at the Royal Rumble. I can see that happening again. I can see Rollins getting under his skin one more time, and then Roman just cracking.
Well, if you watch tonight's segment, he did tell Roman, "What are you gonna do? Disqualify again?
Oh,
are you gonna have the bloodline come out and beat me up?" Look, I really do think we're gonna get a one-on-one match.
I hope we do,
and we're gonna determine who's the better out of the two finally. And I do think in this case it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. I do think Roman Reigns gonna walk out with the victory, just because, like I said, there's one, he wants to carry the title a little bit longer. Two, there is a movie coming out. And it would make sense for him to one of the guys that are starring in it to have the title to roll out on the red carpet.
Literally.
Yeah. So regardless, I do think Roman Reigns is going to win it. These two men, that's the issue, is that what do you have left after this? I don't think they're going to run it back one more time.
They shouldn't run it back.
Roman's going to be gone and Seth's still going to be there. So it still doesn't really solve anything to be, unfortunately, just beyond stupid. But is it going to be a good match? Yes.
Yeah.
What's the future after this? Who knows? It doesn't make sense. Like I said, when Roman does retain, he'll disappear and go back to Hollywood for a bit to help out promote Street Fighters while Seth Rollins there every single week, but without a title.
Mm-hmm.
To me, in a perfect world, I actually would go for Seth Rollins.
I would too.
And I think it's a lot better for him to be champion while Roman leaves the thing for a bit to go to Hollywood to do his
I
thing.
just feel like if Roman wins, it's gonna be clean. Or if Seth wins, it's not gonna be clean. It's gonna be another disqualification. Regardless, though, Roman walks out Sunday with the title in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, so regardless, that's your SummerSlam card. Okay, so let me answer this. Any shockers?
I already have one. I told you Chelsea Green. The only other shocker was this, I'm gonna sit here and say is that Last Legend gets in and Julia tries to make it a 6-woman tag or 6-woman match.
I don't know. I don't see that happening. I think they're really gonna stick to 5. The only one I can see it becoming a 6 is Nia Jax. Because she's been cost the title twice. Cost the title shot twice already. So would it make sense if she gets added on last minute if it becomes storyline wise?
Makes sense.
Another shocker, and this is just far fetched. I'm just gonna throw it out there. We get a surprise return, a surprise appearance by the end of the show. Maybe costing someone the match, maybe not. Far fetched. But we already seen the Janelle Grant lawsuit being dismissed. Do we see the one and only Vince McMahon? Ticket sales are low. Do we want that not to happen for the next pay-per-view? Why not bring the man back like they did last year with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? Would that be crazy or not? I think it's far-fetched. I do not think it's going to happen. But just throwing out a crazy idea out there. Last year was Brock Lesnar. This is the WrestleMania of the summertime, basically. SummerSlam is one of the biggest PLEs out there. What do you think? Is that far-fetched?
Not at all. I could see it actually happening. And you know what? I got one more for you. I got one more shock that could happen. Enzo Amore returns.
Who?
Enzo Amore returns. Because don't forget, Cass is debuting on the 3rd. I can't see Enzo Amore coming back the night before.
Alrighty. Hopefully.
Even as just in the crowd, anything, but I can see him coming back. Oh, boy.
It could be just the Danhausen spot.
It could be the fact that Danhausen gets Enzo Amore to help him win.
Could be that. It's unfortunate because I really don't want to see Enzo back. I'm not a big fan of Enzo. I'm a big fan of Big Cass, but not Enzo Amore.
Enzo was good on his pre-written promos.
Yeah, Enzo Amore is a good hype man, good on the mic. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He was over when he was on the roster, but I just think Big Cass, Big Bill, whatever you want to call him, does well by himself. He has the look. He could talk on the mic. I think he'll be fine just without Enzo. You do not want to stick a comedy act, man. There is no tag team division. So why bring these two back together? Makes no sense. There's no more tag team division in there. And if you really want to promote
there is no
Big
division
Cass,
at all. Let's be honest.
If you want to promote Big Cass the way it is, don't stick him with Enzo. For God's sakes, don't.
No.
But regardless, guys, this has been your SummerSlam prediction card. I would be live back at it with a couple of other guys for the pay-per-view this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Tune in till then. Our next episode will be Friday Night SmackDown. Until then, this has been Windy City Savage with my co-host, SG3. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.